I think you've lived this moment too. You've had a fun night out, took a picture, you're just about to post it, and then something happens. Your stomach twists a little, there's a small weight on your chest, and this question pops into your mind. Why am I even doing this? Some people go, whatever, and post it anyway. But some people realize something right at that moment. They put their phone back in their pocket and take the moment back. So what separates these two people? This is the psychology of people who don't share. In a world where sharing almost feels like an obligation, to understand why these people are different, we first need to know how we got here. Sharing photos on social media used to be fun, exciting even. You could connect with friends all over the world, MySpace, Facebook. Yeah, I feel old now. Back then, social media had no identity. We just did whatever we wanted. But as platforms grew, things changed. We shifted from sharing sincerely to a popularity contest. Who gets the most likes? Who reached the most followers? At some point, everything became cringe. No one wanted to show their real self anymore. Only posts that would perform were shared. In psychology, this is called external motivation. Doing something not because you want to, but because you want something from outside. Likes, approval, attention. Naturally, this erases your authenticity. Today, posting isn't an expression anymore. It's a performance. Think about it. You're at a restaurant. You're starving. Your food arrives. You're ready to attack. But the person across from you goes, wait, photo first, and pulls out their phone, not to live the moment, but just to put it on Instagram for show. And look, noticing this doesn't automatically take you out of the game. External motivation is like a cuff on all of us. This battle between internal and external motivation appears most clearly in the photographer's paradox. When you're in a genuinely happy moment, at a concert, for example, the artist is perfect. Your feelings are indescribable. Then suddenly, you think, I didn't take a picture, as if you have to prove you were there. The paradox is exactly this. The need to say, I was here and I had fun, ruins the true value of the moment. This war only ends when one thing happens, when you stop needing to share everything. We live in an attention economy now. Algorithms exploit our insecurities. Feeling inadequate means profit for them. Camera outdated? Get a new phone. Not fit. Here's an ad. How can a person hear themselves in all this noise? At this point, some people start asking, why should I even join this game? The Danish philosopher Kierkegaard defended individuality against the crowd. The crowd is untruth, he said. Because in a crowd, people run away from themselves and follow what's popular. Today, that crowd is the algorithm. Another philosopher, Albert Camus, said, rebellion brings awareness. A person who doesn't share is a rebel in the digital world, and not participating is a protest, a kind of digital strike. But staying away from social media isn't about I'm smarter than you people. That itself becomes a performance. Authenticity slips away again. For young people, it's even more complicated. Even when the phone is off, it feels like there's always an audience, talking with a TikTok accent, constantly turning moments into performances, as if every conversation is a potential clip. But here's the most interesting part. Everything you share online turns you into a crystal identity, fragile, unchanging. In reality, we humans are fluid. Different sides of us come out in different environments. Jennifer Lawrence or Scarlett Johansson not being on social media isn't arrogance. It's professionally logical. They need to transform into different characters for every film. But people like Ryan Reynolds, who are active online, always project the same persona. This is another trap of growing on social media. You get a niche, and then you can't leave it. You become a brand, not a person. This is why people who don't share are actually escaping something. They're returning to a more fluid, freer identity. And don't think they're few. They're actually the majority. There's a rule on the internet called the 1% rule. 1% create content, 9% interact, 90% just watch. Today, that 90% is pulling back even more. Even people who post occasionally are deleting their posts. In 2023, 47% of Gen Z deleted posts because they didn't get enough likes. 1/3 don't post at all because they fear being judged. But they're not abandoning social media entirely. They're moving towards smaller circles, close friends lists, Finstas, 24-hour stories. Temporary things feel safer. What we're seeing now is the rise of silent users. People who don't want to play the algorithm game but still stay in the space. We think the visible ones are the majority. But the real power is in the silent majority. Maybe a big digital migration is coming. In the end, keeping some things to yourself is a form of power. In a world where everything is compared, having memories that belong only to you is a kind of psychological resistance. The world we live in is like a huge machine that captures, stores, and processes our memories. Sometimes not sharing is the only way to stay truly free. If you've ever kept a moment just for yourself, that's something incredibly valuable. Don't feel like you're fading into the background. Maybe your truest self is the version that's not shared.